Hi there, it's Ken with GatheringMagic.com. Here's another match with Norin the Wary. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is a very risky hand. We've got all these red cards with no red sources. We do have a Soul Warden and a Genesis Chamber, which isn't a terrible combination. We don't have a Norin the Wary. If this was a Norin the Wary, I might want to keep this. But I think that this is, unfortunately, a mulligan hand. I mean, drawing into the red source, though, I'm going to risk it, though. I'm going to risk this and probably regret risking this. As we do have plenty of red sources in our deck, and if we draw into anything else, we can most likely cast it. Like, this hand becomes a very good hand with a Ajani's Pridemate, with even a Champion of Parish isn't bad. As the Genesis Chamber can allow us to stabilize, it will allow us to maybe even flood the board as well. One card that I am kind of liking in this deck, in this Norin the Wary deck, is maybe Squadron Hawk. I'm not sure if we need as much removal as 4 Lightning Bolts and 4 Path to Exiles in the deck. And throwing in 4 Squadron Hawks seems like a way to fill up the hand. It triggers nicely with Mentor the Meek. It's another way for Purphoros to deal 8 damage if you top deck late game, have Purphoros stuck out. It is, again, a great enabler Genesis Chamber. It's going to give you a total of 8 creatures. And against a lot of decks, especially like with that Jund matchup or UWR control matchup, card advantage is everything. Or just board advantage, I guess. Having a bunch of swarming 1/1s can get in there for that last bit of damage. So I'm thinking about Squadron Hawk and cutting down on the red sources. I'm liking the one of Legion Loyalist so far. But anyway, we'll talk about that in the wrap-up. Hopefully my opponent decides to play the game here. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out the Soul Warden and pass the turn back to him. And we'll see what we're up against. An Arid Mesa that he does not crack. Definitely cool with that. As if it is a burn deck, and there's our red source. Now we're golden. I will just throw out a Genesis Chamber. I think that's the smartest move here, as it will give me advantage off the Legion Loyalist. And we got this Purphoros. All we need now is a Norin the Wary, and we've got the combo. And we can definitely grind out opponents. This is great about any like I said, any sort of creature-based damage deck that doesn't use Olivia Voldaren. We can a lot of times have so many chump blockers with the Genesis Chamber, Norin the Wary combination with Purphoros out, that you can just grind the opponent out. And that's what this deck tries to do. It tries to grind them out. It's kind of like Soul Sisters. I like to call Soul Sisters like a deck with 3 advantages. One is card advantage. With Soul Sisters, you have cards like Spectral Procession and Squadron Hawks and Ranger of Eos that a lot of times, if you're going against decks that try to 1-for-1 you overwhelm them. So you have a lot of creatures that add a ton of value. And another one is how resilient the deck is to, you have like cards like Stony Silences in the sideboard. White has a plethora of cards, hate cards. And the third is that Soul Sisters can actually be a very aggressive deck. And so you've got kind of these natural defenses against other decks. You've got the ability to go aggressive against slow decks. And then you have the ability to have value against the 1-for-1 type matches. So that is why I'm a big fan of Soul Sisters. I've heard a lot of hate lately, especially on Reddit, for Soul Sisters, calling it not a real deck. But I've played similar decks. I played Soul Sisters and now this deck quite frequently, and it doesn't seem to have any terrible matchups. It seems to be a very consistent deck. And I mean, the PTQ that I won was no joke. I was playing against three other of the guys that were there ended up going to the Pro Tour. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and quit rambling here and just chuck out. What I'm going to do is chuck out another Soul's Attendant. See if we're up against Splinter Twin again. Splinter Twin, according to MTGGoldfish.com, is actually the second most popular deck right now on Magic the Gathering Online. So I wouldn't be surprised to be up against another Splinter Twin match. And now we've got the natural defense against Pestermite. He's got to bolt one of these off before he can actually play the Pestermite. We've got a bolt for his Pestermite. He can't quite Pestermite combo off here. We have, of course, the Genesis Chamber is going to give us a ton of blockers. and aggression as well. So this is going to give us a creature. And give us a ton of life. And then, again, Legion Loyalist can come out here. Going to give us some more creatures, some more life. So, I mean, already on board, we look at this massive... This is turn 3, and we have 6 damage on board. And there's 1 bolt. So this is most likely going to be Splinter Twin. And did he just pop himself for 2? Or is that just Scalding Tarn? I didn't know what had happened there. Electrolyze, that's really good. So there's the soul. This is probably UWR control, which I'm definitely okay with this matchup. I'm already up to a 27. And I've got 2 tokens that are going to continue to get me value and beat him down. There's a Path to Exile. That'll be nice for any non-Geist Saint Traff that comes out. Usually UWR does try to kill you with damage, and they just go through their deck with Lightning Bolts, Electrolyzes, and eventually, I think they do play, most of them do play Vendilion Click, and Snapcaster Mage. So I'm really liking this matchup, especially post Sideboard with Immortal Servitude. I have a ton of experience playing Soul Sisters versus UWR, and it's one of those, again, he's trying to 1-for-1 me a lot. This one is trying to 3-for-1 me, but you can keep up with the card advantage. With Soul Sisters, you can easily keep up with the card advantage. With this, it's going to be a little bit harder to actually get card advantage. Norin the Wary is going to really help. Ranger of Eos is going to help, but a card like a Mentor the Meek is just going to be a dead card. It's going to be immediately answered, and I don't know if I'm going to get any advantage out of it. So dropping a Purphoros would be ideal, and then any subsequent card that I put out is going to be 4 damage. And I can always keep these Lightning Bolts back to finish him off, especially now that we have the Path to Exile. I mean, I could just end a turn Path to Exile on one of my own mirror tokens to go get that last land. But at this point, them getting in for 2 damage is probably better per turn, as he already is down to a 14. So not going to make that move, but it definitely is an option if I get stuck for a ton of turns. Now, with double Purphoros, not liking that, but get in there for this, for 2. And see if he clicks Snapcaster Mage on a Lightning Bolt, and he's going to bolt off. Yes, he has a bolt off a mirror token, and that's definitely... Oh, he's going to bolt me off. Okay, that's fine. All right, so now he's got blockers for my mirror tokens. Probably keep the Path to Exile up for the Celestial Colonnade. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually tries to go for it here. I'm okay with taking 2. Still a healthy 22. And see if Click comes down here. No. Alright, so Plains, I'm gonna attack first with the mirrors. And I'm more than happy throwing one of these Purphoroses into a counterspell, which looks like it's going to be a Click. And he can go ahead, take what he wants here. I got the double Purphoros. And he decides not to take anything. He'll probably just chump on the mirrors. But this should allow me to get a Purphoros out, which is going to be very hard for him to deal with. So now I just need to stick cards. I mean, I could just be dying to these clicks. Tech Edge is good. It shuts me out of red. See if he's got another Vendilion Click that he can chuck out. But at this point, it's just a couple of activations, or a couple of creatures actually. Sticking a couple creatures here with the lightning bolt is lethal. So I'm thinking if he might be deciding whether to tech off my Clifftop Retreat or not. Oh wow. Okay. That was a great card. Most likely going to get counterspelled though. If he doesn't have the counterspell, this is pretty much game. And I haven't seen a counterspell. He hasn't even used one yet. The deck uses an insane amount. They use a lot of remands. Yeah, this should be it here. He can't cast anything here. Norin the Wary just gets flickered. He's going to Helix me. And he did that at my end step, so I don't get my dude back until the next one. So it's kind of pointless using a... And bolt me. Jeez. So I'm down to an 11. He's going to click here. I'm going to path it. Got to conserve the life total. Now it looks like he's going to use a counterspell. Okay, Restoration Angel. That's still okay because it saves me damage. And okay, he reveals his own spell snare. Is put on the bottom. Okay, all right, that's it. So he targeted himself here. So I'm gonna get Norwin back here. It's gonna do 4 damage to him. And barring another lightning helix in his hand, this should be game. Oh, there's a lightning bolt. That doesn't help, actually. So I'm going to bolt him off. And when this comes back into play, it should be game. Alrighty, so that's how you beat UWR with a pretty much ideal draw on UWR. I mean, this deck is built for decks like UWR. The Rest in Peace is not very good. It shuts down just Snapcaster Mage. Wear and Tear is not very good either. I'm sure he brings in Engineered Explosives. Blood Moon's actually surprisingly good in this matchup, as it shuts down a ton of his lands. Immortal Servitude is very good too. I'm not a big fan of Dismember, and I really don't care for Path to Exiles in this match at all, even though he is running Restoration Angels. I'm not worried about the route of Restoration Angels killing me. So again, I don't think I bring in anything else. Let's call this good. And I'm going to keep this hand, even though I have no white sources. I got the Blood Moon. The Blood Moon could shut him down, especially with the Celestial Colonnade. Hopefully I draw into a white source here. But I've got like 3 turns to draw into a land. And I've got action this turn with the Legion Loyalist. Oh, a Clifftop Retreat. That is awesome. Even though my own Blood Moon will shut that down, I think I'll have my white by that point. So we'll Soul Warden here. There's Norin the Wary as well. We can do double. So again, a Soul Warden. Norwin. And again, he's a damage-based deck, so the more life I gain, the harder it is for him to deal. And did he? He didn't sack that at the end of his turn. I wonder. Yeah, he's just very distracted here, I'm pretty sure. So he should have done that at the end of his turn. We're in his main phase now. And that could cost him the game. Oh, he gets a mountain, so he is worried about a Blood Moon. So Pyroclasm. Norin goes away. That's fine. I get 2 for 1 here. That's definitely okay. So I'm going to wait. I'll just throw out a Pridemate. There's a Champion of the Parish, actually. I think that is the right play. And chuck down a mountain. I know we have a 2/2. He's got a Pyroclasm again if he has it. And if he does, he does. That's life. Another Champion of the Parish. Which I still think it's okay. I'm going to let him overextend with the before I just cast a Blood Moon. I'm going to go ahead and do another champion. And now this champion is going to be out of bolt range if Norin comes back into play. Oh, that hurts. Okay, so Restoration Angel. But he can't be aggressive. And I need to draw into another white source. Wow, I can't believe he attacked there. Yeah, he's going to bolt it off. He's going to try to kill me with that Restoration Angel. I am just going to go ahead and chuck out a Mentor. And hopefully it sticks. If not, I can just... He just might be able to outcard advantage me. Yeah, there's another Lightning Bolt. So he's getting quite thin, though. But that Celestial Colonnade is quite the problem. Especially if he's just going to attack here. Ouch. Okay, so I'm on a pretty fast clock. I might just have to Blood Moon. And Blood Moon actually hurts me worse than it hurts him. That is the most terrible draw in the entire world. I mean, Ajani's Primate's okay, though. I can chuck it out. Still have the Lightning Bolt up. I have to Blood Moon here. That does hurt his ability to cast any spells. He has no blue. He does have white and red. But now I have no white. And there's my white, though. So I'm okay as far as Ajani's Pridemate coming out. But I'm still on a fast clock. I have to draw into a Soul Warden or a Ranger of Eos. And he still has access to, like, Path to Exiles. He still has Lightning Helix. There's Ranger. So, again, Lightning Helix is going to be very problematic. This is going to allow me to get double Soul Sister. So if I have one turn to live, I can actually pull out of this. He can, of course, top deck into a Lightning Helix or a Lightning Bolt. And might as well attack. If he has another Restoration Angel, it's over. If he's got a Lightning Bolt here and a turn, it's over. Pyroclasm. Okay, that does it too. But I'm still alive, is the good news. And I actually am, I'm still in very good shape here. But he has all his mana sources now. Electrolyzes are problematic. Another Ranger of Eos would be great if I can somehow stabilize. Oh, and I can't even use it. Yeah, that was we Norin the Wary. That'll gain me a life. And it'll gain me some more life when they come back in. So I'm not out of this yet. Electrolyze wins the game. Bolt wins the game. He's going to Tectonic Edge off something? He can't Tectonic Edge. Yeah, you silly. Swing in. There goes Norwin. I'm going to go ahead and bolt him. Use my mana. Go for this other Soul's Attendant. That'll be nice. Attacking with this Soul Attendant. No click or Snapcaster Mage, which is great. I mean, there's just so many things he can draw into here. I'm getting very lucky that he's just drawing lands. But I mean, he's used a lot of his spells already. Oh, geez, yeah. Look at those lands. So I'll go get a Legion Loyalist. I'll go get another Norin the Wary with the Ranger of Eos. Or do I just Soul Warden here and gain a lot more life? No, I think I do just Ranger. Gain some more life. I'm actually going to get a Norin the Wary and another Soul Warden. And this will gain me some more life. Put me out of range to just a singleton top deck. And again, more life, back up to 12. And geez, my poor opponent land flooded galore. As now there's a Genesis Chamber. I don't see him coming back from this, even if he gets the best top decks in the world. So Soul Warden. This is going to gain me just an insane amount of damage or life. And yeah, we should be good. So again, this Norin comes in. We are up to a 23 now. And I'm pretty sure the concession is going to come soon. I mean, he could still draw out of this. I just keep these in my hand is the thing. As there's no need to extend into another Pyroclasm and just get my board wiped. So I'm just going to keep these in. I guess I should have just attacked with Norwin there. That was silly of me. Because Norin himself can exile himself. And eventually we'll overwhelm him with tokens. So even Electrolyze here, even Pyroclasm here, Snapcaster Mage. I don't think he has any way to deal with a Blood Moon. Engineered Explosives works. There's Engineered Explosives. He only did it for 1, though. So I'm glad he actually did it for 1 and not 2. Because again, he's not going to get... Yes, he is going to be able to get rid of Norwin. So that was his plan. So I'm not out of this. I'm actually not out of this. But it's going to be a long, grindy game. But I'm at 31. Jeez, red sources. Might as well go ahead and attack him with everything here. He needs to engineer explosives right now. Before Mr. Norwin can get exiled. Yep. Okay, we still have... Wow, I can still die to Restoration Beatdown. That is for sure. So I'm going to lose a Ranger. I'm going to lose a Mirror. He takes 2. He goes down to an 8. I'm going to go ahead and cast these. And Don't even have another white source still. Where's my Purphoros? Eventually I'm going to draw into it. Immortal Servitude is still in here. There's a Plains. At this point, I don't know if I just Soul Warden into another Engineer Explosive / another Pyroclasm. He can't be the most aggressive with his Restoration Angels. As on the backswing, I can start doing damage to him as well. He can Snapcaster Pyromancer here. Pyroclasm, which is probably what he's going to end up doing. Yep. And now he's going to start attacking you with the angels. There's another Soul Warden. And we'll do another one. So we're back in this again. And it's just going to be waiting this out till my Immortal Servitude hits. There's a Mentor the Meek. Unfortunately, I can't draw anything off of it. Oh, yes, I can. That's going to be awesome. So now this should be game, right? Because this is going to give me too much card advantage. I'll keep another one up in my hand because I don't want to get another Snapcaster Pyroclasm. 4 cards in hand. There's a Bolt. So I'm going to cast the other Mentor. Mana Leak, sure. And from this point on, I'm just going to keep these guys in my hand to refill again. If he has some sort of Pyroclasm. So you can see how this deck can recover. On the verge of death there. Never concede a game just for that. Your opponent can draw into 4 lands in a row. It happens. And again, I think by this point, I think we can just alpha here. See if he has another Restoration Angel. Vendilion Click. That allows him to get something out of my hand. But the cost of 4 life to me. And he's going to look at his own hand. Puts a Cryptic Command on the bottom because he cannot use it. And he's going to go for another Restoration Angel. Okay. So again, I got to be careful with these stacked triggers. He's going to click his own Vendilion Click, which is going to give him some more mirrors. All right. Pyroclasm this time wipes as much of his board as it does mine. And he keeps whatever's in his hand. All right, so eventually we just need to find Purphoros. At this point, I will Ajani Pridemate. Because this is going to get huge. I mean, he can chump block forever. Oop, let's not use our white sources. There's Immortal Servitude. So I think we can actually win here with the big Ajani's Pridemate. Another Genesis Chamber. And I will draw one more card. And again, I think the right play here is just to Pridemate. And I'll keep up this lightning bolt mana. And again, I have to be careful of my stack triggers, as this will start to lag me like crazy. But Legion Loyalist should do it, which is in the graveyard. Which I don't even know if that's the way to go. If I just start attacking him with stuff. Finding the bolts. Yeah, I'll keep the Immortal Servitude back. I'm going to go ahead and attack him with everything. Not the Mentors. Goes down to a 7, loses most of his stuff. I'm going to go ahead and cast, I think another Genesis Chamber at this point just helps him. Going to go ahead and cast a Soul's Attendant. Try to find Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Bolt, because we do have them. There's another Mortal Servitude. There's Purphoros. I think we are going to draw another card. And I am going to drop Purphoros. Oh, and I used my last source here. Whoops. Because if I cast a champion, that only gains 4 damage, and I can lightning bolt. I can't even cast a champion. That was my bad. We'll do it next turn, though. Should be game. I have 8 minutes. I won't run out of time. He's going to wear and tear on my Blood Moon and my Genesis Chamber. Ouch. That does hurt. That hurts terribly bad. But again, 69 life, I really don't think he can do anything here. He'd have to top deck into a Pyroclasm, which I have the Immortal Servitude and could just win anyway. Yep, that was game. That was a very interesting, fun game here. I hope you enjoyed that one. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.